All right. We are doing this. It is day 2026 out of the year of streaming and learning to code. We conquered Learn SaaS yesterday, and now we're diving into make a website. Once we finish that, then we'll continue on down the path. Next will be learn the command line. But for now, make a website. Okay. Continue your learning by starting make a website. Overview, blah, blah, blah. Syllabus. Course outcomes. You'll build 4 simple websites using web development fundamentals, including HTML5, CSS3, and Bootstrap. You'll learn to understand and modify the structure of basic website, as well as how to change the way a web page looks and is laid out. Why learn HTML and CSS? Everything you see in a website is a result of the combination of HTML and CSS. With these 2 languages, you will have the skills you need to bring your website design to life. Jumpstart that vision by using Bootstrap, a popular library that allows you to create beautiful, responsive pages with very little time and experience. Okay, so that's the syllabus. Let's actually go. We're going to go through this way. All right. Continuing your learning. We suggest you continue learning, make a website, explore HTML and CSS fundamentals as you build a website in this introductory course to web development. Start course. All right, 1 of 13 sections. We've got all websites use HTML and CSS. After learning both of these languages, you will be ready to build your own website. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It is used to give websites structure with text, links, images, and other fundamental elements. CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheets. It is used to change the appearance of HTML elements. Instructions. An individual web page of a website is referred to as a web page. Notice the web page in the web browser. During this lesson, we'll explore the HTML elements used to build it. Click next to learn about the anatomy of an HTML element. Ollie, sign up, search bikes, reserve a bike, about us, Ollie bike sharing. Share your wheels with the world. Play. Yes, good. Bike stuff. Need a set of wheels in your town? Use Ollie to repair your perfect vacation with and stuff. Who is it? Can't just be me. It's been 26 days of struggling to read, right? Is it just me? It's gotta be the actual grammar of the site. Need a set of wheels while you're in town. Use Ollie to pair your perfect vacation with and stylish, affordable bike rental. Wrong. Here's a list of cities where you can find us. Good. Next. Let's explore the basic anatomy of an HTML element. Line 9 of index.html contains a heading element. H1, you're building a website. 1. All HTML elements begin with an opening tag. In this case, the opening tag is H1. 2. Most elements require a closing tag, denoted by a slash. In this case, the closing tag is /H1. The website user only sees the content between the opening and closing tags. Note there are several other HTML elements in index.html in addition to the heading element. Don't be alarmed, we will encounter most of these in more depth during the lesson. Okay, that one was my fault. Instructions. In index.html, change the text that appears between h1 opening and closing tags. Just to anything? I don't like this. Website. Yeah. Showing lots of creativity there. Run. Success. 3 of 13. Now let's learn more about the heading element. Headings are frequently used HTML elements. You can think of them like headlines in a newspaper. Your eyes may notice headings first because the words are large and bold compared to other text on the web page. There are 6 heading elements, 1, 2, 3, 4, blah. H1 is the largest and H6 is the smallest. Instructions. Use the largest heading to indicate the name of the website. In index, 1 line below body type, don't copy and paste the code below. What? Use the largest heading. 1 line below body. Type it out, don't copy. Challenge accepted. I get all kinds of typey. Alright. Ollie bike sharing. One H1 and good. Run. First bit down. 2. Use an H3 heading to create the tagline for Ollie bike sharing on the next line. H3, share your pedals with the world. Click run to review the tagline in the web browser. Notice how the tagline is smaller than the main heading. It's in an H3 element. Feel free to change the text. H3, share your pedals with the world. H3, blah. Run again. Okay. 4 of 13. The web page now has a heading and a tagline. Next, we will add a description of the company. The HTML paragraph element P is used to hold 1 or more sentences, just like paragraphs in an essay or book. Paragraph text here. Let's use a paragraph element to add the company description. Below the H3 element, add the paragraph element that contains a description of the company. Here's an example, blah, 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 and paragraph. Click run. In the web browser, notice how text enclosed in the P tag is smaller than the heading text and is not bold. This we are going to copy. Lovely, lovely. Next. 5 of 13. Nice work. The web page is starting to come together. What if you want to link users to a different web page? The HTML anchor element makes it possible to do this with a single click. href, google.com, click here for Google. Anchor elements use an attribute. That's what, no? What the? Use an attribute link. Attribute to link users to a website. Attributes. Oh, the href is the... Which is the attribute and what is the anchor? Is A for anchor or is A for attribute? Or is the href the attribute? Son of a... Hold on. Anchor elements use an attribute to link users to websites. Attributes customize the behavior or appearance of HTML elements. Anchor elements use the href attribute. Okay, so it's the href, that's the attribute. A is anchor, href is the attribute, which specifies the web page to link to. In the example above, the text "click here" links to Google. Important web addresses such as Google have a technical URL. Yes, good, in general. Nice. 1. Let's create an anchor element to send visitors to a web page that lists cities where Ollie bike sharing is available. Between the opening P and closing P tags, after the last sentence, enter this. Here's a list of cities where you can find us. Yeah, you don't. Alright, take you. In the tags, after the last sentence. 2. Next, use an anchor element to link the word list to the URL cities.html. Here is a list where you can find us. Note cities is within the Ollie site folder. We do not need to specify a full URL. When you've added the anchor element, click Run. In the web browser, you will now see the word list underlined, indicated the word is a link. I am going to type in this nonsense. Is a href equals quotes cities.html end quotes, closing caret, list /attack. Lovely. Run. We click it. Haha, we click it. And we go back. Next. 6 of 13. We burned down the internet. That's impressive. Good job. Creating links with the anchor element is a fundamental web development skill. The diagram to the right illustrates the different parts of the anchor element syntax. In the diagram, notice the following. 1. Any valid URL can be used for the value of the href attribute. 2. The URL must be enclosed with quotation marks. 3. Text between the A and A tags can be as few or as many words as you would like. Click next to learn how to add images to a web page. So we've got attribute name, the attribute value, and then the link text. Very nice. 7 of 13. To add images to a web page, use the HTML image element. Image source equals https blah 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 .jpg. Just like websites have URLs, images on the web also have URLs. Image URLs typically end with the .jpg or PNG file extension. The source attributes set the source for an image element. Image elements are self-closing, which means they do not need a closing tag. Let's use an image element to add a photograph to our web page. Instructions. In index.html, on the link below, the paragraph element, add an image element using the following as the image URL. What's that? Oh, yeah, you don't. Look at you, sleepy kitty. Yeah. You good? You gonna keep napping for another 19 hours? Lazy bastard. Alright, where'd we leave off? Use the following as the image URL. Remember, the URL must be enclosed in quotes. Like your mom. Alright, where am I putting said image anywhere on the line below the paragraph element. Right there. We're gonna do a little breathing room. Just a lot of touching going on in here, right? Image source equals quoteses. Yeah, that's right. Closing stuff. We'll just clear that out for now. We're going to take their lovely link they have for us, copy, drop it like it's hot. Look at that. That's super bikey. 2. Want to change the photo of that image. Want to change the photo that the image element displays? Simply set the value of source to a different photo's URL. Here's another photo. Oh, I kind of like the red photo. Replace the current photo with this one. And run. And that's a fun photo too. Okay, cool. Green check boxes for everybody, 8 of 13. Awesome. The photo makes the web page much cooler. What's cooler than a photo? A video. Dun dun dun. The HTML video element can add video to a web page. Video width 320, height 240, controls, source, double sourcing, video URL .mp4 type, video mp4 closing video tag. Okay, so you've got the opening video tab, which sets up, well, you know what, it's going to go into all that in the list below. The video elements use a number of attributes. Let's take a look at them, shall we? 1. Width and height. Set the size of the screen that displays the video. 2. Controls adds play, pause, and volume control. 3. Source sets the URL of the video to play. 4. Type specifies different video formats. All good to know. Instructions. 1. Index HTML. Delete the image element so we can use the space on the web page for a video. Say no more. Boom. It's like it never even existed. Run that. Beautiful. 2. Dos. Next, below the paragraph element, create a video element. Use the code above as a guide. Your video will need width and height attributes, a control attribute, a source set to, blah blah blah, Codecademy content. Remember, the attribute values must be in quotes, except for controls. Click run to view the video in the web browser. Click the play button to play your video. When you've watched enough, click next. So we're going to video width equals 320, height 240, controls. So controls just floats there like a random stray with nothing to do. Source equals, yeah, we'll type it out. It's small. Video URL dot mp4, right? That looks good. Type equals video / mp4. I think that looks good. And video. Why is there so much red? Right? That doesn't look friendly. We're gonna run it anyways. Did you include a height attribute for the video? I kind of feel like I did. Height? Did I spell it wrong? 240, right? Video width, height, controls. Is it? Meh. Okay, well, it's clearly there. I mean, it's no different than that guy, right? No one's complaining about this. Video width 320, height, controls, source. I got nothing. I don't know what the difference is. I can see that the 240 isn't yellow, so something about this it doesn't like. So I'm just going to clear this out. Run it. It did a do. What? Oh, play. You slimy. Alright, well... Oh, we copied the stupid example. We didn't use the actual source they provided us. That's why. That's why. Just kidding. Crisis averted. Run. It was me. Good. Get the same 48-second intro video from before. Lovely, lovely. Next, section 9. Actually, what did they say back? There was more nonsense at the bottom. Remember? Oh yeah, the play button when we're done. We're good. We're good. No need to worry. Okay. Section 9 of 13. Impressive. With just 5 page elements, you've already created an interesting website. Another essential HTML element is the unordered list. Items in an unordered list are referred to as list items. Each item is bulleted, not numbered. For example, a list item, second list item, third list item. Fascinating. The HTML code for the list above. UL, unordered list, and then each list item consecutively. About unordered lists, UL tags create unordered lists. LI tags contain each list item. Unordered list items can be used to organize content on a web page in a number of ways. Below, we will use one to organize our website's navigation menu, sometimes called a navbar. Our navbar will go above the company heading H1 element, so we will need to create some new lines in html.index, press enter, create several new lines between body and H1. Body, H1, superlined. First, we need to create an H2 element to serve as a heading for the navbar. The text can read Ollie. We're going to go ahead and steal that since it's small. Ollie, run. 2. Below the navbar, H2, create an unordered list element. The list items will be different pages a site user can visit. We're going to copy that. We've already tackled HTML, CSS stuff, so After you insert all the list items, don't forget the unordered list with a closing UL tag. Yep. Run away. Successful green checkbox. We've got all that noise. Next. With the video and unordered list elements, you may have noticed something interesting. These HTML elements had other HTML elements nested inside of them. For example, in unordered list elements are nestled inside the unordered parent element, UL, children, list items, okay? Web developers refer to the enclosing element as a parent element and the enclosed elements as children. Referring to HTML elements as parents and children may sound funny, but it's a core web development concept. The web browser also knows about these parent-child relationships, which will be important as we explore CSS in the next lesson. In the diagram to the right, notice the following. The UL element is part of each list item. The list elements are children of the unordered list. 3. Code indentations signifies the relationship between parent and child elements. After you have familiarized yourself with the diagram, click next to continue to the lesson. Next, 11 of 13. We are on edge. Now that we know about HTML element nesting in parent-child relationships, let's see another way these concepts are applied on a real-life web page. Div elements divide your page by enclosing other elements. These enclosed groups of elements can then be organized, moved, and styled independently from one another. Div elements are often used with the class attribute. Here's an example. Div class main. Blah, blah, blah. Note the ... indicates where the HTML elements would normally be enclosed by the div. Below, we use divs to divide our page into 3 separate parts. Instructions. First, we enclose all the elements between body in a div element with the class attribute of container. All things inside body are going to fall within container. All the HTML elements you added in previous exercises should be inside the opening div class container. Make sure the closing div tag is at least one line below the closing video tag. Navbar H2, navbar UL. Company heading, tagline, blah, 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 blah. Div indicates first we will enclose elements between the body tags. So everything between body and body. That's going to receive div class equals main div. Kosher? Feels kosher. Death. Okay, not to worry, not to worry. Container? Was that the issue? Oh, I took main from up here when I'm supposed to use container instead. Rookie mistake, Steven. Rookie mistake. No food for you. Two. Next, we will enclose the navbar H2 and UL in another div and give it a class attribute of nav. You can use the code below as a guide. Div. So we're going to have h2, an unordered list. Div class. What was it? Nav? Nav. We've got h2, unordered list, blah, 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 and div. Typical. Run. Success, maybe? Nice. Okay. It's like, where is all this color coming from? But they've got all the CSS stuff already implemented, so as we break it up by class, the CSS is being applied. Very cool. Alright, 3. Finally enclose the company h1 and the h3 paragraph and video elements inside a third div with the class attribute of main. Feel free to use the code below as a guide. What? H1 is somewhere. Fuck if I know. Ah, down here. H1, H3, paragraph stuff, video stuff. Good. That's a div. This will be a div. Class equals main. Yeah, I don't think spinach is gonna make this easier. Div. Oh, just kidding. Forgot. You go in front. Dum 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 dum. Dum 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 dum. Dum 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 dum. Dun, 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 dun. Wow, we are just all over the place with the show tunes, right? There will now be a total of 3 divs on the page. Well, let's run it. Let's see if we totally destroyed this or if everything's perfect. Oh, beautiful. Green checkboxes. Nothing's more comforting than that damn green checkbox. Okay, finally enclose the company H1, H3 paragraph video elements inside a third div with class attribute of main. Feel free to use the code below as a guide. Blah, 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 blah. There will now be a total of 3 divs on the page. The div with the container, laser beam, there will now be a total of 3 divs on the page. The div with the container class contains the div with the nav and main classes. Yeah, so there's a larger... 2 of the divs fit within the third div, right? Does that make sense? We've got our body div container contains nav and main. Main dies here, container closes out there, right? Good. Click run. File main contains CSS styling for container nav and main classes, which enable the page elements to change. If you're curious, explore more main.css for fun. We'll learn how CSS works later in the course. Next, 12 of 13 is about to get real. Or maybe it's already been real. We'll find out. The last HTML elements we will explore are involved in metadata processes. You can think of these elements as the brains of a web page because they communicate vital information to the web page but are not visible to a web page visitor. Doc-type HTML tells the browser what to expect in HTML document. Tells the web browser to expect an HTML document. 2. HTML, blah, 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 closing HTML tag, the root of the HTML document, and the parent of all other HTML elements on the web page. Head encloses the metadata about the site, such as its title. Title contains the site's title, which is one way users can find your site through a search engine like Google. Meta char set. Ooft 8 tells the web browser which character set to use. In this case, the character is set blah blah blah. In this case, the character set is UTF-8. Hey, Topher! I just noticed your message. What up, man? How you doing? I'm actually just coming to an end for tonight. But yeah, good times. Hopefully your night's going well. Alright, yeah, meta something. UTF-8. Instructions. Identify the HTML head title and meta charset of the UTF-8 element and the doc type declaration. Identify, so I'm just looking at them. That's it. Yes, and we're identifying. Lovely, lovely. Note, in addition to the metadata elements described above, you will notice link. We will learn about link elements in the next unit, a closer look at CSS. Click next. Way cool. 13 of 13. Congratulations, you've learned enough HTML to create a great website. They're really fudging on the great level. Shucks, never know when you're streaming. Seem to always get here at the end. There's the, my stream time has been all over the place. There is that, like, what is it, the follow notification? There's a way to set it up where you can, like, throw the switch so it actually notifies you when people go live. It's when you follow someone, it defaults to off. But yeah. Hey, cat. Oh, kitty, no. You're hungry. Yes. Good. Well, you came at a good time. The stream is almost over. Oh, you're hungry. Little kitty's sleeping. This is Big Kitty. I don't think he's been on the stream yet. Yeah. Good. You're blocking the monitor, so I can't read. Good. A little better. Although you're clicking on things. Don't mind the cats. There's, and as a side note, as far as following or missing the stream, everything gets archived, both here on Twitch and YouTube, if cats don't destroy everything. So there's that. Okay. What did we finish? Congratulations, you've learned enough to create a great website. Before we move on to styling with CSS, let's review what we've learned in this lesson. Languages. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language and is used to give a web page structure. CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheets and is used to style HTML elements. This is a lot of repetitive stuff that we learned in the very first section, the Learn HTML and CSS Part 1. So hopefully it picks up in these next few sections as far as building a web page. because this is rather repetitive. A closer look at CSS. Oh, you made it. You guys see that? Did you guys see him jump? There's a sub down to the right, so they get on the sub, and they jump up and go across. He's behind. He's old, so it's really hard for him to get up there. The little kitty jumps all around this place like a jungle gym. She loves the tower speakers. Alright. Totally moved away. CSS. CSS is a language used to style websites, colors, fonts, and the page layouts for a site. And all. Did you make it down? You good? Yeah? Alright. Interaction, yes. Interaction on Twitch is good. It's the whole point of Twitch. Great. The kitty is circling me like a shark in the ocean. This is not going to end well for me if I don't feed him soon. I'm just going to read this little bit, see where I stand, and then kill the stream. CSS is a language used to style websites. Colors, fonts, and page layouts for a site can all be managed using CSS. The more comfortable you are with CSS, the better equipped you will be to create stylish and contemporary-looking websites. I'm going to shimmy out of this, and on that note, Sass was awesome. Still need to do a lot more work, hands-on project stuff to get a better feel for Sass, but it definitely seems like a way more efficient way of styling a web page with CSS than coding every element. Alright, so we were going to look at make a website. So we've got a closer look at CSS. That'll be tomorrow. Boundaries and space. And then building with Bootstrap. That's what I'm interested in. I don't think I've worked with Bootstrap yet. And I have no idea what it is. I don't know if it's HTML based or CSS based or whatever. I don't even know what the right terminology is to how to think of it. So, but that's what I'm looking forward to. Viewing profile. 256. 3 skills down. And we're starting our 4th one. Not bad. 26 days of code, and I think by the end of in the next day or two, I should conquer the make a website, so we will have cleared the whole first row in the first month, barely coding, a little bit every day, which isn't bad. I am hoping to do longer streams in the future, though. I'm still trying to piece together all the other aspects of the social media empire. I need to set up a Steam account. Need to set up a Curse account, a Discord account, and some other stuff like that. But yeah. He's good. Alright. Anywho. Topher, it's always good to have you stop by. Fortunately, it was at the end of the stream today, but we've got a whole year of this. So I'm certain I will see you again. Alright, we are out of here. I need to feed the many cats before they eat me. Killing the stream.